You are watching Blue Ridge Communications TV-13, now available in HD on Channel 613.
From the Koehler Fieldhouse on the campus of East Stroudsburg University, women's college basketball. Tonight, the Mountaineers from Mansfield take on the Warriors from East Stroudsburg University. Hello again, everyone. I'm Bob Brattain, along with Bob Capasso. It is November. We're here at Koehler. We're not at Eiler Martin Stadium, and it's a conference game. What's going on?
All right, first of all, let me get the basketball that just flew into our thing here. Yeah, this is interesting. We're here in November, and it is a division game. I don't think the coaches like it all that much. ESU's only had one game, Mansfield only two. Usually they like to have about 10 before they go into division play to kind of feel their team out a little bit, but they got to get to it quickly. This is a division game. It's counting for all of it now, and that's why we're here early. You better get used to it because here it is.
Yeah, Maureen Smith would like to have some games against schools like, you know, the Penn State, Lehigh Valleys and schools of that nature. But no, it means something. So she's already made a change from the first game to this game. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But Maureen Smith, in her fourth year, has a group of players that she thinks can go a little bit deeper in the playoffs. They made the playoffs a year ago. Right. They'd like to go deeper this year. They have an old standby, someone that's done it before and has been in the trenches, and they have a player in tonight's, you know, hardwood headliners that we're going to look at as a newcomer that's done very well.
Yeah, Jessica Martin, she was second team all-conference last year. She's in double figures for her career, was the only player in double figures last year. Had a double-double in the opener, the loss to number 11 Holy Family. She was big. So was Allison Howard. You're going to hear a lot about this fine freshman, 12 and 13 in the opener. She has to really step up and play a lot bigger than a freshman.
Warriors have to shoot better tonight than they did in the opener on Saturday, but they hope that they'll be able to do that. For the Mountaineers, they come in 0-2, looking for their first win of the season under second-year coach. They removed the interim title from a year ago, Allison Taliaferri, and they have a big player in the middle who is one of their hardwood headliners, and she's expected to do big things for the Mountaineers again this year.
Yeah, Jenna Motter. Motter last year, nearly a double-double. Very good free throw shooter, so if you foul her inside, you're giving up a couple of points. She's tough inside. The Warriors are going to have to body up to her. And Katie Fitzpatrick has been very good. She was their second leading scorer last year. She comes back. They need a lot from these two. And I think Coach Taliaferri is in the same boat. She needs this program as she builds it to start stepping up. And now's the time. And you got to do it quickly in this conference division opener.
It's before Thanksgiving, but it counts, folks. We're glad you're along for the ride. Stay with us. We'll get you ready for game action when we come back.
East Stroudsburg University football is brought to you by these friends of the Warriors: Pocono Urgent Care, Foselli Pizza, U.S. Air Force, Mountain Valley Orthopedics, Holiday Inn Express, Pepe's Bistro, Pocono Raceway, Texas Roadhouse, Sarah's Corner Cafe, Riverside Rehabilitation, Sheemsa Irish Pub, Chili's, The Roasted Tomato Diner, Lehigh Valley International Airport, Mart's Group, Easton Coach, Major Hyundai, and Paradise Tanning. Thank you to these friends of the Warriors.
Let Northern Lehigh Team Sales outfit your team. Our embroidery and silk screeners will customize your order with high quality and affordable clothing in all sizes. At Northern Lehigh Team Sales, our goal is complete customer satisfaction. We carry the latest performance wear options and accessories, including Under Armour apparel. Check out our extensive clothing line for your team on the field or in the business community. Visit NorthernLehighTeamSales.com and show your team spirit. Northern Lehigh Team Sales is not affiliated with Northern Lehigh Sporting Goods. We are back at the Koehler Fieldhouse. As you take a look at the Mansfield Mountaineers, 5:30 start tonight, a courtesy to the Mountaineers in their travel. Most conference games start at 6 o'clock. To help get them home in a reasonable hour, they start a half hour early. And we honor America now with our national anthem. Mansfield Mountaineers come in 0-2. They're averaging 72 points a game in their 2 games so far this year, giving up 84.5. And let's take a look at the starting lineups. It's Katie Yale, 5'7" sophomore. Megan McSwain averaging 15.5 in the first 2 games this year. Alyssa DeRicci out of Horseheads, New York, averaging 12.5 points a game. Katie Fitzpatrick, the sophomore from Drexel Hill, averaging 16.5. And Jenna Motter, 12.5 points a game from Bellefonte, the senior forward center. A presence in the middle at 6 feet tall. Allison Taliaferri, 5 wins against 23 losses in her 2 years at the helm. There's the starting 5 for the Warriors. The changes in the backcourt. Ryan Fiaski gets the start, as she did in the first game, but Melissa Paderis will get the start, as will Helena Gemmel. Both of them replacing players that didn't shoot quite so well in that first game. And like we said at the top, not a lot of time to work things out. Allison Howard and Jess Martin will actually line out the starting lineup. Jess Martin, we talked about at the top, averaging 13 points in just 1 game. The junior out of Conestoga Valley has been a presence for the Warriors, second team PSAC a year ago. And Bob, Andrea Veres did not shoot well. Hallie Cintron did not shoot well. And it's the second game, and the coach is looking for the right mix, and she can't mess around.
Well, Maureen Smith knows that it has to happen this year, and if it's not, then you're going to make some changes, and she does that right away. She's going to go with who is playing well, senior, junior, sophomore, freshman. Whoever's doing it will be on the court. It's serious now. You don't worry about feelings. You worry about getting the wins. This is the year they need to turn the corner.
The Warriors think they have a good group. They really like the way things have gone for them in the preseason. Communication is good, and because it is so early, those players that aren't in the lineup tonight, need to know they got to make it right in order to get back in the starting lineup. There you see the second-year coach from Mansfield, an outstanding athlete in her own right. 4-time PSAC East as a basketball player, 3-time PSAC as a softball player. And she's still on the all-time home run list as a softball player. We are underway. Always interesting when it's the Warriors against the Mountaineers. A lot of black and red.
the Warriors look inside to Jess Martin, and that's always a pretty good idea.
There's Jess Martin. She becomes the leader, and then good defense off the inbound.
Melissa Padaris, the beneficiary of that quick turnover.
Well, quickly, Padaris makes Maureen Smith look good in putting her in the starting lineup. Again, we talked about Martin. She's the leader of this team. She really has been for a couple of years. She has to be able to play her game and not have to carry the entire team.
And the defensive presence by Martin with that block. The Warriors won both games a year ago against Mansfield.
Both of these teams looking for that first victory this season and in division play.
And it's going to be a shot clock violation. The Warriors will get it back, so that pesky defense giving Mansfield fits.
A good start on both sides of the court here for the Warriors, offensively and defensively.
Nice touch by Martin.
Wow, I like that look from Allison Howard. And Allison Taliaferri does not like anything she's seen here so far, and the Warriors have pretty much been perfect so far. Tell you what, Allison Howard is a good-looking freshman. She scored over 1,000 points, but I like that court sense. You like a good all-around player, a big player who can also make the pass. Watch the look. Nice little toss, and she gives it to Martin in a very good position to catch, turn, and shoot.
She comes in highly touted out of Aurora, Ohio, and did not disappoint in her debut on Saturday. 12 points against Holy Family.
And that's a big thing, I think. So many times you say, okay, you got an open player, you make the pass. A lot of it is where you put that pass.
Howard also chipped in 13 rebounds, which she'll be counted on to do so. And Martin comes up with one right there.
Gemmel with the great defense on the run.
It looks like Howard's going to get charged with the offensive foul.
They're going to call a foul. I thought maybe they would call the travel as she took that extra step. Watch here, trying to step through 1, 2. Okay, they'll give the foul. You know, Gemmel gets that foul. The Warriors are going to go deep. Maureen Smith has shown over her first couple of years that she's not afraid to go deep into her bench. Now, the whole idea now is when you go deep, those players that come off the bench have to get in here and produce.
Good defense by the Warriors. And the rebound by Gemmel.
Yeah, Motter, I don't think, took a good shot there. She could have taken more time. They forced the Mountaineers into some poor shot selection here early on.
Ryan Fiaski tries to get it down to Martin. Knocked out of bounds by Mansfield. For three, that was McSwain. She hit 4 threes in the first 2 games.
McSwain had a big game in their last one against Lemoyne. They did fall 83-67. McSwain, 15 and 5, 15 points, 5 rebounds.
And that's going to be Gemmel's second foul.
Well, there's aggressive play, and then there's smart play, and Gemmel is doing the first, not the second there. She has to know that she doesn't have a good block on it. Go up, you see you don't have position, you back off. Haley Cintron struggled to just 2 points in the loss against Holy Family. The Warriors did play well against the number 11 team in the nation.
Fitzpatrick hits a pair.
Boy, the Warriors have done a great job to break this press the first couple of times.
Fiaski, Martin. The putback, count it! And she'll go to the line.
I'll tell you what, Martin has made a couple of real nice plays, but if we see this again, watch the footwork. She's in good position for the rebound and then good position to turn and get a good quality shot. ESU 4 of 6, Mansfield 0 for 5 from the field. Here, watch the footwork. Turn, good square, basket. Remember, in women's basketball, there is no 10 count.
Good pull up by DeRicci.
DeRicci was also in double figures in that last game with 12 points. 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
Cintron shot no good.
That's a good look, though. The Warriors moved it very well to the open player out in the corner. By the way, they redid the floor. You will notice that the old three-point line, the 19-9 line, is gone, so there's no confusion about which line you're shooting a three-pointer from.
Foul's going to go against Jess Martin, her first.
Martin, good help, but she was a little slow making the move to the baseline. Martin's got to stay out of foul trouble. They absolutely need her in an effective role.
Yeah, they had a little trouble curing this floor and getting it ready to go. They put the shine on it, and it wasn't quite set, and they put some wrestling mats down, so they had to redo it. Cintron.
Nice job by Martin to make a little shield there for Cintron, and Cintron goes strong to the basket.
Her first bucket of the year from 3. No good. The rebound. Fiaski comes down with it along with Motter.
You'll talk to
timeout called. We'll break away as well. Warriors leading 11-6. We'll be back.
Pencor Hydraulics at 180 Pine Street in Aquashikla, just behind the Aquashikla Fire Company, is a full-service hydraulic hose shop. We stock all types of air, hydraulic, suction, and snowplow hoses, and all the related fittings. Our friendly staff will work with you and assemble your product while you wait. Next time you need a hydraulic hose or fitting, come check us out. Our inventory is huge and our prices are exceptional. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and look forward to doing business with you. Stop in or give us a call at 616-826-6000.
Allison Taliaferri talking to her ball club.
Got to say hello to Allison before the game, and she's a little frustrated. And this is one of those things that, one of the reasons why the coaches don't like division play to start so early. She really has had some strange things. She's had some injuries. One of her better players is waiting to be cleared by the NCAA. And those are the things that sometimes, especially at this level, it takes some time to clear up, and you have to get those things. And you really want those early season games to settle those things. So, but you know what? You're going to have to play within the rules or within what you're handed, and that's division play early on. I know that's going to be a very interesting topic to see how things shape out by the end of December, where teams are and who plays well early, who's ready to get it going early on.
Cintron shot, no good. Warriors get it back.
Warriors have done a nice job on the offensive board so far tonight.
Good defense by Mansfield to close in on Jess Martin. And they push it up. And that's Katie Fitzpatrick with 6.
Her first field goal. Mansfield has been extending that zone. The Warriors have done a nice job of finding the seam so far.
Warriors right now trying to get the ball into the hands of Jess Martin, but a couple of times in a row they come up short.
It worked early. Mansfield is paying a lot more attention to Martin here in the last few moments. They've gone down, they fronted her, they've come help side defense as well. So they have done a nice job kind of adjusting to it. That's the 3rd turnover by the Warriors.
Taika Revere checks in, as does Andrea Veres. Good defense in the middle by Kelsey Murray, who also had checked in. But she'll get called on the foul.
I don't know if there's somebody on the floor that was as anxious to get back on the floor than Andrea Veres, who struggled to an 0 for 8 shooting night on opening night.
Kelsey Murray quickly. 16 foul. Quickly the 2nd foul for Murray.
They need Murray to play well. Big girl inside, and when they play a bigger team, she's got to come in, be effective, stay out of foul trouble, but at the same time still play that physical ball that she likes.
That is the first foul on Murray. The other one was on Revere.
Again, no 10 count in women's basketball, but once you get it across again, you can't go back. How good does that have to feel for Andrea Veres?
0 for 6 from 3 on Saturday. She comes in off the bench, knocks down her first one.
She comes over. Ellie Zindron says, way to go. Andrea had to be really anxious to get back on the floor. She was excited about getting into this season. And here it is, straight away from our camera. That's a nice step, hop, and follow through.
We'll get our first look at freshman from Archbishop Wood, Madison Tamburini, who checks in along with in for Martin as the Warriors get the rebound. And it is Tamburini.
About Tamburini, you start to get some heady company when you're bringing people in from 3-time state champ Archbishop Wood.
A travel violation as Bridget Carney checks in. Let's mention the officials tonight. Lee Carter, Jim Spangler, Robbie Clark are the gentlemen wearing the striped shirts tonight.
The Warriors will try and push Mansfield. It is not a very long bench for Mansfield at this point of the season.
Veres with the good defense and gets called with the foul out front.
There's a frustration fell on Katie Yale. Veres just picked her pocket, and Yale rode her all the way to the other end. And to give Veres credit, she takes that ball strong and keeps Yale on her back hip and forces Yale into either letting her go or committing the foul.
Tamburini. It'll rattle off. She was 1 for 1 from 3 on Saturday. Good hustle by the Warriors. Cintron kicks it out to Tamburini. And holy cow, Veres gets run over.
You sure it's not still football season?
There's the kick out. Tamburini comes off.
Right
Veres
there.
tries to get the rebound, and boom. Devin Tennant from Cortland, New York. Nice move by Kelsey Murray to create a shot for herself.
Nice strong move by Murray. Good footwork there to go to the basket, get position on the drive, and force the foul.
She looked one way, drove the other, gets the foul. She missed the first one.
Now we saw the Warriors come out, as they always do, very strong, very enthusiastic defensively. When all that wears off and you get into the game, the question will be, can you keep it going? And if you can, that's when you start to become a good team. When you channel all that and make sure you have it under control. You're not just running up and down the court and throwing up wild shots.
Yeah, last year when we had them, I think there was periods of the game where they would just disappear for times, and then they had to withstand those.
That's good help side defense by Kelsey Murray. Warriors have broken off into a man.
Travel violation will go against Fitzpatrick.
And another good job by Murray. She's had some good defensive jobs. She forces Fitzpatrick to the baseline, and nothing Fitzpatrick can do once she stops that dribble is to keep running. She was too far underneath the basket, couldn't take the shot when she wanted to. And then to her credit, Murray realized that and didn't force the foul. Now she does, though.
Kelsey Murray will pick up now her second foul. Audrey Stapleton checking into the game, and there you see a little extra, a little something extra on that one, Bob.
And in her defense, Revere has to come off a little bit tighter off the screen. She can't allow that much room to make Murray have to stick that hip out there. Because you have this tendency to kind of lean in and want to get more of that pick than you really have. More good defense on the low blocks, this time by Boggs.
Up to Veres, the rebound by Yale. So the Warriors going very deep here in the early part of this first half on their bench.
That looked like one of those no harm, no foul, and then when the shot went off, they had to make the call. Boggs stepped in there a little bit late. And she's going to watch Boggs 50 come up. Good help side defense, but she was a step late getting to the spot. And McSwain beat her there and picks up the foul.
Another hip, stick out the hip. You watch an old video of Reggie Jackson in the '78 series.
And there's our first. It only took 8 minutes for the first Yankee reference.
McSwain with her first.
I mean, you mentioned the Warriors have gone deep to the bench. It is still audition time.
Stapleton with a little flip shot comes off, but Revere's right there for the rebound.
Good job by Revere to realize she didn't have the quick follow, so she brings it back, new shot clock, and the Warriors can set up for a better shot.
Boggs has her pocket picked. They're going to say Veres touched it.
On that play, Boggs has to be quicker with the kick out. When they dump it inside her, it happened before this, when they dump it inside to her, you saw quickly the help side defense, she needs to kick that right back out.
And a timeout. Let's take a timeout as well. Warriors leading this one. 15-10, we'll be back.
Scott's Signs and Printing on Route 611 in Mount Pocono is your full-service sign and printing destination. We offer 25 years of experience specializing in all phases of signage, printing, engraving, and an in-house design team. With our state-of-the-art facility, we will serve you quickly and affordably. A variety of trophies and plaques, commercial printing, and indoor to outdoor signs of all variations. Also vehicle vinyl, business cards, flyers, and wide-format printers. Visit Scott's now or call Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 570-839-5951.
There you see the Mansfield men getting ready for their battle in the second part of this doubleheader. They have not had a good go of it of late against the Warriors. The Warriors have won 5 in a row against the Mountaineers. And a 6th win tonight for the Warriors in a row would be of historic proportion, taking us back to the early 30s. We'll tell you more about that. It's been a good physical battle over the years, the Mansfield men and the Warrior men. But the Warriors have had the better of it, especially winning 3 in a row last year, including a playoff matchup.
And that men's game will follow over on TV-13 and HD 613. Warriors back to the zone.
Honor just can't get a shot to fall.
I'll tell you what, I am so impressed by the Warriors' paint defense. They're not allowing good shots. They're cutting off angles. They're cutting off baseline and forcing Mansfield into bad shots, turnarounds. And watch this. Nice job by Boggs there. And that forces Mater to kind of go to a shot she doesn't want. Instead of an easy layup on a turn and shoot, she ends up with about a 5-footer.
Up to Boggs. Can she get the layup? She does. Left hand off the glass.
Great look. Great job by Boggs to put herself into position to get an easy pass in a bucket.
And gets back on defense and helps change that play. Comes off, and it will come off the Warriors. Well, Boggs and Murray have to give the Warriors good minutes when Jess Martin isn't in the lineup.
And if they do, the Warriors are going to be tough to beat. And that's the thing we mentioned. I think Maureen Smith really set down the law with the starting lineup. If you get in there and play well, you're going to get more playing time. If you don't, you're coming out. You have to produce. And so far, a lot of people have produced, especially defensively for the Warriors here early on.
And you almost have to wonder, Bob, if she would have pulled the trigger on that starting lineup change tonight, if it was another non-conference, traditional, early season matchup. But because, she has to make things happen. And a box-out foul after the shot against Maria Kelleher.
Yeah, Kelleher came in, turned her back that time on Veres, and just started that little walk backwards. Not real evident, but you take a step and another step and another step, and you end up pushing the player back. ESU shooting just under 44% from the field. Mansfield under 17%.
Well, she's getting 3 shots, so she's good on 2 of the 3.
Warriors break back into a man. So they've been switching up the defenses off an awful lot, and it's been confusing Mansfield. Shot clock under 5. Oh, they're going to get a travel here, but really that could have easily been a shot clock violation, and that would be the second one that the Warriors have forced.
So the Warriors showing some defense as they make some changes. 12 different Warriors in the lineup so far tonight. They go back to Fiaski, Paderis, Howard, Stapleton stays in.
And Martin.
And Jess Martin.
Yeah, Martin is back in. I was going to mention, she's sat for a few minutes. She got a nice rest, and the Warriors did a very good job with her out of there. And that's a good thing for Martin, not a bad thing for Martin. She knows that she can get rest, and the Warriors can handle it without her. That good quickness forces the Tennant foul. You know, that's a good thing for Martin, because Martin knows that she doesn't have to press. She can get a rest, and Coach Smith knows that she can get Martin a rest and not worry about who she has on the court.
And another thing, last year, Martin was the only Warrior to average double digits. They're hoping that Allison Howard will emerge as someone else that can help carry some of the scoring load, which will take some of the pressure off Martin.
And I think if you take some of the pressure off Martin, she'll actually score more because she'll be in a more relaxed pace as they throw it away again. And that's the thing, if you feel better on the court and you're not pressing and you're not worried about carrying it, you'll end up scoring more, and I think that may be the case for Martin this season.
Nice look inside to Martin. Has nothing, kicks it back out. Howard, it'll go for two.
And that's a good kick, and you hit it right on the head. She really didn't have anything. There were three defenders there, and instead of forcing a bad shot, she finds a wide open Allison Howard. Bam, she knocks down the shot. That's very good court awareness. You don't force things, and that's going to raise your shooting percentage.
And the Warriors going so deep, and 12 players here in the early going, it tells the players coming in off the bench too that they're going to go in and contribute. And you have a young player like Howard step in. She does not have to feel the pressure.
This is the Warriors' largest lead at 13.
Mansfield shooting just 2 of 14 with 6 turnovers, so they haven't shaken off the effects of that long trip down from the upper part of the state.
They've scored 8 straight. And they are on a 12-2 run, so the Warriors have done a nice job here offensively, but even better defensively. Again, they came off that high of the early season, or the early part of the game. In the early part of the game, everybody's running around. Hey, everybody's hustling, but that wears off. When it wears off, if you can keep up the intensity and keep up the smart defense, that'll make the difference.
Foul's going to go against the Warriors. And it's Audrey Stapleton, her first.
The Warriors have a big roster, and Coach Smith is going to use a lot of it. Now that rotation may get a little bit smaller as the season goes on and you see who produces.
Stapleton.
Good kick out that time. That's now 12 to nothing in bench points as Stapleton knocks down the 2. So the Warriors bench outscoring Mansfield 12-0 here early on. That's 12 points of the 25 that the Warriors have gotten off the bench.
Warrior basketball as Motter will check back in.
Of course, a lot of those bench players coming out and telling Coach Maureen Smith, we're not going to make your life easy as far as who gets to start and who gets more playing time if everybody comes in and produces.
Martin now on the nice dish from Howard.
There's Howard again on the rebound. Good court awareness. And, well, that's great chemistry between those two.
Quickly on the other end, Katie L with the bucket.
That's the thing about colleges. We're talking to Denny Downs the other day about chemistry and how in colleges the Warriors throw it away. How in college it's different. It's not like in high school. A lot of the kids may have played together in knee-high units and may have played together for, 6, 7, 8 years as kids. Here you kind of get a freshman who's never really met the upperclassmen. And I think right now, Martin and Howard showing that they have really bonded very quickly.
Veres comes over with a trap on the sideline. Gets a hand on the basketball.
That's one of the keys, and Coach Dowds, who was on our Monday Evening Quarterback, talked about that. You get people from so many different walks of life. In high school, usually, you're from the same area. You have a lot of similarities. Now you get people who, come from places that the others may not have even heard of.
It's become more true of the football team over the years because they recruit out of state now more than they ever have. You used to look at the roster and it'd be mostly Pennsylvania players. Now they recruit New Jersey and New York so very well, and those guys really have contributed the last few years.
Warriors in the man. Both have been effective. It was great defense that time by Revere. McSwain was trying to drive to the basket. Revere didn't foul her, but she rides her off out of the way. You don't want to be taking a layup outside the lane.
7:03 remaining in the first half. A timeout on the floor. Let's take a break. We'll be back. Warriors leading 27-12.
Plan your next Pocono getaway with a stay at Country Inn & Suites on Interchange Road in Lehighton. Enjoy one of our fabulous suites with a separate bedroom and living area. It's the perfect getaway for the entire family with an indoor pool and hot tub, as well as fitness center and complimentary hot breakfast every morning. You can even bring your family pet. Country Inn & Suites offers romantic getaway specials with whirlpool suites, candles, and flowers available. Plan your getaway now. Call Country Inn & Suites at 610-379-5066.
And we are back, taking a look at the Mansfield bench.
Watch.
Katie Yale. Katie Yale from Uniondale. Sophomore, 5'7". As Audrey Stapleton will go to the line. 5'7", freshman guard from Indiana.
Warriors have done a nice job from the line so far, and that'll be key too.
Well, there's Allison Howard too far into the basket to make something happen.
Allison Howard, part of a state champion in Ohio.
Veres.
You know what you love about Howard too? You had a big girl like that. She's a shot put state champ too. I'm not going to mess with her underneath. Strong, quick.
Going to go against Veres. There you see as she matches up with Megan McSwain. Katie Fitzpatrick checking back in. Leading scorer for these Mountaineers tonight. McSwain pulled from the line. Open look. Knock it down. Counted for 3.
Well, that's a great look. First on the other side by Martin. Thought she had the shot. That shot went away quickly, and just as quickly, she's able to find Cintron on the other side wide open for 3. That's great court awareness.
They're going to count the basket. Could have been called a travel before she even made contact.
You love how a player kind of weaves her way through the defense.
It was an NBA run.
You got that continuation thing going.
Let's take a look. I'm not sure about that.
I don't think they saw Revere. Now, remember one of the new directives in college basketball is that hand checking. They want to open up the game. They want to clean up the game. So they're cracking down on a lot of hand checking. Oh, the Warriors are going to get their second three-point shooting opportunity here.
Although Allison Howard gets up, takes a couple of gingerly steps.
That is a point of emphasis in college this year about the hand checks. Now, and it's kind of gone the other way so far this year. You know, it's kind of forced some more of the some more fouling. They should get one more shot. It's kind of resulted in more fouls being called, and that has drawn some criticism. However, I think once the players start to realize what they can and can't do, they will stop the hand checking. It will eventually clean up the game and kind of open it up a little bit more. See, these rule changes and the point of reference, you got to give them some time to kind of seek their level. Warriors will get a new shot clock. 30 seconds in women's basketball.
And a 2-point shot for Howard. 9 in the first half.
Actually, it was Cintron.
Cintron,
yeah.
Check that.
Boy, Cintron's gotten some nice looks at the basket at 3. The three-point opportunity, she was fouled on that one, which could very well have been a 3, although she was a step forward from 3. They're going to get Boggs on the foul. That's not such a bad foul. I thought she did a very good job of keeping her feet. That was just a nice play by Fitzpatrick to kind of force into her and force over her.
Boggs will check out as Jess Martin comes back in.
Now remember, you bring somebody like Boggs in, and you get some physical play, and you have 5 fouls of hers to give.
Fiaski kicks out to Howard. Veres trailing, gets too far under the basket. And the Warriors will come out with it.
Under control. It's the way to break. You take it if it's there. If it's not, you get a big, nice long shot clock to get another good one off.
Veres, it bounces off. Nice. Jess
Martin didn't even get off her tippy toes for that one.
A timeout called by the Warriors.
The Warriors continue to play good defense. I think Maureen Smith started to see her offense get a little sloppy in the last few moments, so she decides to take a 30-second timeout to get everybody back under control.
Jess Martin has been playing under control. Look, she's not even really breathing heavy right there, and good defense. And, yeah, she just put her hand out and didn't even have to jump for that last block. And she has looked very under control here in the early part of the season. Boom. Just get out of here.
You know what? She didn't lean in. She didn't lean forward. She didn't move her arms forward. Just stood her ground, put her arms up.
Blocked the basketball.
Might have been the easiest block she ever gets. I think there's a question about this timeout, whether it was a 30 or a full.
And if you're Maureen Smith right now, you're saying, hey, there's just a little bit less than 4 minutes to go. Let's close out this first half strong. As we talked about, they have to play a solid 2 halves of basketball this year if they expect to take that next step.
Right.
Which is, get beyond the 6th spot, getting just into the playoffs. They want to, make a statement and win a game or 2 or 3.
And we talk about that a lot, how you finish a half. An awful lot of very good halves of basketball have come unraveled in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the half. All that good work you had, if you let down before you go to the break, it's for naught.
Fitzpatrick under some pressure, and Veres comes out, and she's all alone. She'll pull it back wisely. She looked up and saw black jerseys.
Wise move.
Yeah, let's wait for some help.
You don't want to waste a steal either. And just because you make a steal out ahead doesn't mean you have to go in for that basket if it's not there.
Fiaski, it comes off the back iron. Fitzpatrick's shot no good, but Veres with the foul.
Yeah, Veres in a no-win situation. It was a 3-on-1. Isn't that not really such a bad foul? I think that's just her first.
And it is.
Now it looks like a really good foul.
Ooh. That was a rough shot. That didn't even hit the box. Madison Tamburini checks back in from Warrington, Pennsylvania, Archbishop Wood High School. Fitzpatrick makes the second.
Warriors doubling up Mansfield here again. They want to finish strong. You don't want to, just because you have a big lead doesn't mean you have to give any of it away.
Veres. Boom. Count it. She had a look. It was contested by Kelleher, but she knocks down a 3.
Squared her feet, got a good look, got it away before the defense got there. That's going to feel good for Veres.
Oh, rough pick. Set by 34, Bridget Carney.
Yeah, Tamburini turned, and Tamburini needs to get some help from her team. They have to be calling out that pick. They can't allow her to come blindly into a player like Carney and get knocked on her backside.
Tamburini's on the floor again. Yeah, that's the first thing I'm saying when I get up off of that hard pick is like, somebody let me know that's there.
Yeah. It's like a lookout block in football. If you're a lineman and your guy gets past you, you give him a lookout block. In other words, you're yelling to your quarterback to look out.
Warriors getting set for wholesale changes. Fiaski. First point of the year. check that first free throw of the year. 7th point. And 8. Rebound by Carney. And a foul's going to be called out front. Courtney Brown gets into the ballgame, as does Michelle Thomas. And Rachel Falkowski, freshman from CB South. McSwain goes to the line. There's the foul on Courtney Brown.
If you're going to foul somebody in the lane, you got to get your money's worth on that. Make sure they don't score. You don't have to knock them over. Just go after that ball. Want to welcome everybody watching in on our system up in Mansfield. Glad to have you along for college basketball here on Blue Ridge Communications.
Fiaski runs the baseline nicely and finishes strong there.
Boy, Fiaski was bent on going to the hoop, saw the opening, never hesitated, and that's a nice thing too. When you see the opening, don't think about it. Don't think, oh, there's an opening. You go after it. Those things don't stay open for very long.
They're going to get Fiaski for the foul. She doesn't think so, but most don't.
Maureen Smith really likes this team. She's been building for a couple of years. She knows she has some good young people and others that have now become veterans, i.e. Jess Martin.
There's a nice baseline run. Well, it's our earliest telecast we've ever had for you, as that shot by Brown, which means it's the earliest in the season, Bob, that my scorecard's ever been this much of a mess. At halftime, I'm going to get all caught up because I'm a mess.
I don't know. Some of those look like passes and runs and incomplete passes. Are you sure? You're sure you're not still working on football time? I mean,
I had to make room in the bag. I had to take the binoculars out. Although I had to think about it. I thought the binoculars might be able to help the way I see things sometimes. But
you finished up your radio action on Saturday afternoon at Eiler Martin Stadium.
it was an enjoyable year to watch the Warriors. A young group, a lot like this women's team, Bob, that they are a young group. Only really the one senior in Veres. That's going to, well, and also Cintron, but they're still a young group that they hope to have another year where they build upon what they have started.
Boy, that was almost a highlight drive by Alyssa Ritchie. And Ritchie just trying to make something happen for Mansfield. I mean, Allison Taliaferri is trying to do the same thing that Maureen Smith is, build a program here and find the right combination. Again, she's had some struggles with personnel early on, who's been hurt, who's been on the court, and who's not been.
And the Warriors continue to go deep on their bench. Jackie Hilson, a freshman from Mansfield, and her dad is the head baseball coach of the Mansfield baseball team, which is one of the better programs over the years.
And they're going to reset the shot clock, I believe, at 9 here.
As I look things over, the only player on the 17-person roster that did not play is Steph Cabald. So 16 Warriors have seen action here in the first half.
That's a big roster, especially to have everybody playing. And I think just about everybody who stepped on the court has done their job so far tonight.
Taken away. Bridget Carney takes it away and puts it in. A solid half of basketball by the Warriors in the PSAC East opener. They lead here at halftime, 43-27. And we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll check out the first half statistically, look at some highlights, and then we'll get you set for the second half of action here. We're glad you're along. Stay with us.
Refresh your look. The experienced stylist at the new Mint Salon and Spa, formerly Salon Salvatore Christian, offers cutting-edge technology and premium Redken Chromatics hair color. It's completely ammonia-free and leaves hair twice as strong with extra shine. Call for a special introductory deal. Check out our complete line of Redken products, including Pureology, our 100% vegan hair care line. Let the stylists at Mint Salon and Spa refresh your look, hair, body, and nails.
East Stroudsburg University football is brought to you by these friends of the Warriors: Pocono Urgent Care, Foselli Pizza, U.S. Air Force, Mountain Valley Orthopedics, Holiday Inn Express, Pepe's Bistro, Pocono Raceway, Texas Roadhouse, Sarah's Corner Cafe, Riverside Rehabilitation, Sheemsa Irish Pub, Chili's, The Roasted Tomato Diner, Lehigh Valley International Airport, Martz Group, Easton Coach, Major Hyundai, and Paradise Tanning. Thank you to these friends of the Warriors.
Let Northern Lehigh Team Sales outfit your team. Our embroidery and silk screeners will customize your order with high quality and affordable clothing in all sizes. At Northern Lehigh Team Sales, our goal is complete customer satisfaction. We carry the latest performance wear options and accessories, including Under Armour apparel. Check out our extensive clothing line for your team on the field or in the business community. Visit NorthernLehighTeamSales.com and show your team spirit. Northern Lehigh Team Sales is not affiliated with Northern Lehigh Sporting Goods.
So the first half of PSAC East action is in the books for the Warriors, and Bob, the Warriors came out on fire. I think their offense, in a lot of ways, was driven by the fact that they played good defense in that first half.
What I saw was, and I always say this, you always come out in the first few minutes and run up and down the court and you have all this energy. What happens when that burns off and now you get into the flow of the game? Do you keep going? 1, 2, are you doing all this under control? And the answer to both for the Warriors has been yes. They've been aggressive, they've moved the ball quickly, but it's been sharp. They haven't been out of control. They haven't been running as hard as they can at the basket and throw up a bad shot. They're taking good steps to the basket. Plus, on the defensive side, they've settled in, played aggressive defense, but defense under control. They've played very good help side defense on one end, and when Mansfield has played help defense on the other, the Warriors have seen the court, found the open player, and that doesn't always mean the very next pass. Some of those have been pass and then a secondary pass for a secondary assist and the shot. So I think they've kept it up. They've played under control, but they've kept the energy up through the entire half.
We talked about the Warriors going deep. 16 players playing in that first half, but no matter who was on the floor, they were able to maintain what they had going.
Yeah, Maureen Smith showed everybody what she's going to do with that starting lineup. The ones that produced got into the starting lineup, and I think she set down the law that you got to get out there when your time comes to go out and play, and that's when you're going to earn more playing time. And that's what happened. I think everybody got the message that when they stepped on the court and it was their time, they had to do it.
Some standout moments in the first half. Let's take a look.
The Warriors did a very good job getting it inside for Jess Martin. Martin gives the assist person a very good target, and then her footwork is very good. Watch where her footwork is. She settles herself, gets the good basket. How about Andrea Veres? Veres 0 for 8 in the opener. Really wanted that one, came in, knocks down the quick three after struggling in the opening game, and plays good defense, picks the pocket, goes to the other end, and she'll get the basket there and the foul. So Veres really stepping up at that end as well. And then the Warriors breaking the press, and it will be Cintron who had a nice first half, 9 points, including a three-pointer for Cintron. And here's one of those secondary passes. Martin didn't have the good look, finds Cintron on the other side and gets the basket. The only bright spot on the other side has been DeRicci with 8 points. Gets a couple of real good looks here and then creates for herself. And Mansfield needs more of that from DeRicci and some of the other players if they're going to get back into this game.
Let's step out. When we come back, we'll go over the first half statistically and get you ready for second half action. Stay with us.
Pencor Hydraulics at 180 Pine Street in Aquashikla, just behind the Aquashikla Fire Company, is a full-service hydraulic hose shop. We stock all types of air, hydraulic, suction, and snowplow hoses, and all the related fittings. Our friendly staff will work with you and assemble your product while you wait. Next time you need a hydraulic hose or fitting, come check us out. Our inventory is huge and our prices are exceptional. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and look forward to doing business with you. Stop in or give us a call at 616-826-6000.
Scott's Signs and Printing on Route 611 in Mount Pocono is your full-service sign and printing destination. We offer 25 years of experience specializing in all phases of signage, printing, engraving, and an in-house design team. With our state-of-the-art facility, we will serve you quickly and affordably. A variety of trophies and plaques, commercial printing, and indoor to outdoor signs of all variations. Also vehicle vinyl, business cards, flyers, and wide-format printers. Visit Scott's now or call Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 570-839-5951. Plan your next Pocono getaway with a stay at Country Inn & Suites on Interchange Road in Lehighton. Enjoy one of our fabulous suites with a separate bedroom and living area. It's the perfect getaway for the entire family with an indoor pool and hot tub, as well as fitness center and complimentary hot breakfast every morning. You can even bring your family pet. Country Inn & Suites offers romantic getaway specials with whirlpool suites, candles, and flowers available. Plan your getaway now. Call Country Inn & Suites at 610-379-5066.
Refresh your look. The experienced stylist at the new Mid Salon and Spa, formerly Salon Salvatore Christian, offers cutting-edge technology and premium Redken Chromatics hair color. It's completely ammonia-free and leaves hair twice as strong with extra shine. Call for a special introductory deal. Check out our complete line of Redken products, including Pureology, our 100% vegan hair care line. Let the stylists at Mint Salon and Spa refresh your look, hair, body, and nails.
We are back at the Koehler Fieldhouse. It is, yes, November conference basketball.
I'm sorry,
PSAC East opener.
I was over here checking my calendar. I thought it was January. This is a division game.
It's division game. Nope, we got Thanksgiving yet in a week. We haven't gotten to Christmas yet. Last year we had a game, conference game in December.
Right.
So this year it's November. Some new teams came into the West.
And it was a conference game, but not a division game.
Not a division game.
Right.
But this year it's division games. They did play a division game early last year because of the way they changed the playoffs around, and that threw things a curve last year. Bigger curve this year. I don't like you mentioned at the top, Bob. Coaches don't like it because they would be playing basically the only games that matter in the early preseason is if you have NCAA playoff aspirations. Other than that, it doesn't really matter much. So you get a chance to work out your roster, see who's going to be contributors and that type of thing. and they have to get right to it.
And one thing that I think the coaches do like that they changed, they went back to just counting the division games. They're not going to count the crossovers because you don't play all the crossovers, and then you have some bunched here, some away, some home, and I think they realized that that really wasn't fair when you include that all in your division record. So, and especially with the bigger conference, you have new teams coming in. Your division is now, just counts based on playing within the division as far as making the PSAC playoffs.
As we take a look at the halftime stats, the first half stats, a rough shooting go for the Mansfield Mountaineers, just 6 of 29.
Yeah, 6 of 29, under 21%. The Warriors shot very well at 44%. They shot 71% from the line. Mansfield 65. And rebounding, that was a big edge. I thought the Warriors did a very good job on the offensive boards. In fact, they had 10 offensive boards, ESU did, which was really big. I thought they did a very good job on the boards, led by Allison Howard. She is a very, very impressive freshman, not only with rebounding, but also with 3 assists. She sees the court very well. The Warriors have gone 3 for 9 from beyond the arc. They did commit an awful lot of fouls. I think this just came from aggressive play.
Jess Martin added 3 blocks in that first half. Now she moves into the top 25 in career blocks in the PSAC. And you mentioned the rebounds. The Warriors did a great job last year against Mansfield, averaging 45 to 27 against Mansfield in the 2 games. 21 offensive rebounds in each of those 2 games last year in 2 wins for the Warriors. So that is continuing on here tonight. The Warriors doing a good job hitting the boards. As you see, the Warriors standout Jess Martin sitting with second-year assistant coach and former Warrior standout in her own right, Diana Rayam.
Jess Martin with 11 points, did a very good job. I was impressed by her footwork. When you see somebody like Martin, who was the PSAC East Freshman of the Year 2 years ago, you say, okay, she's a very impressive young player, but what will she be doing when she becomes a junior or a senior? Are you going to sit back and say, okay, I was a Rookie of the Year, I must be doing something right? Or are you going to get better and better each year? How many times have we seen players come in, play well early, and never get better? That has not been the case for Martin. Martin, it looks like she has gotten more physical. She's gotten a lot more fluid. I like her footwork, her step-throughs. She's put herself in good position to receive passes, which is a big thing, to put yourself in a good position that the passer is going to find you, and then the passer puts it in a good spot, a makeable shot. And I think that's something the Warriors are doing better now, is catching the ball in a playable position. That's that split second that they don't have to figure out which way they're going or bring the ball into a playable position.
She looked comfortable to me in the first half. She looked like, on the court, she looked very comfortable. And as we saw her there on the bench here at halftime talking to the coach, she seemed at ease. And that's, the way she played. I think we talked about her not feeling the whole weight of the whole team to carry on her shoulders. I think that she realizes that she can share the load this year, and the Warriors will have a more successful season if that is able to come to pass.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If she misses a shot, I don't think she feels the weight of the world on that missed shot, that she can come back, be comfortable, and know that she's going to get some help, and she certainly has.
And a quick steal by Helena Gemmel. And it's knocked away by Megan McSwain. Warriors go with their starting 5. So that is Fiaski, Padaris, Gemmel, Martin, and Allison Howard.
It's a nice way to start for Gemmel and the Warriors, and Allison Taliaferri has to be scratching her head thinking, you know what, we just sat down, worked through the halftime, worked on what we need, and then we got this one taken away.
Martin had a nice look as she elevated over the crowd, but it comes off, and Mansfield brings it out. And Helena Gemmel with a push from behind.
Gemmel got a little bit greedy there. She got the steal on the first one, thought, okay, here I'm going to get another one, and she wasn't in real good position. Come up from behind, tried to reach in, and picked up the foul.
And that's the one that's going to get you a glare from the coach, which she got because there's no reason for that.
That is her third foul.
DeRicci looked inside, tried to dish it off. She does, and there's a foul. Padaris will pick up the foul. That's her second.
That was a nice job, though, by Fiaski to push the player toward the baseline.
Gemmel's runner comes up short. Will be Warrior basketball.
She's got another one of those nice shields from Jess Martin. Martin does a good job of standing her ground, cutting off the pursuit for backside help.
That is Katie Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, the first Mansfield player in double figures with 11. All of a sudden you look up and it's only a 12-point game.
Gemmel, no good. Howard tried to get the handle, couldn't. And a travel. They call it? Yes, they do.
You know, Mansfield snuck in those two late baskets in the half. You know, we talk about finishing strong. It didn't seem like it was that much, but it cut the lead to 16. And now all of a sudden with an early basket, it's a 12-point game. So, you know, a couple of quick ones there, a couple of quick ones to start the second half, and Mansfield has moved back into this game.
And the Warriors not taking care of the basketball. Has a quick basket there by Fitzpatrick. And the Warriors will call timeout and say, hey, what the heck's going on?
With a minute 36 left in the first half, the Warriors led by 23, 43 to 20. So it's been a 13-0 run here, and the next thing you know, it's a 10-point game.
So Maureen Smith says, hey, let's talk this over. We got to figure this out quickly and not let Mansfield feel like that they are back in this ball game.
One of the dangers of a big lead is sitting back on that lead and kind of losing your edge. And in basketball, if you lose your edge and you lose that momentum, you know, sometimes it's hard to get it back, and a team starts to steamroll, and next thing you know, a 23-point lead is down into single digits, and that's what the Warriors are in jeopardy of giving back to Mansfield.
Katie Fitzpatrick there after the Warrior turnover. It was 43-27 at halftime. Mansfield has come out here on fire. First couple of minutes of the second half.
Now, the other thing is, you know, Maureen Smith doesn't necessarily have to read the riot act here. She could tell her players, look, relax, let's do what we did in the first half. Make good, crisp, sharp passes, play good defense. And I don't think it's been the defensive end, because Mansfield's baskets have come off steals. So it's really not been that much of a defensive situation for the Warriors. It's been mostly the transition.
Hallie Cintron, who checked into the ball game, gets fouled. Katie Yale will pick up the foul.
Now Cintron, though, got let off the hook by Yale that time. She had a nice offer in the corner she could have gone to.
Veres for three. It comes off. All the way up. Then a foul will be called on Fiaski. As KDL was out in front of the pack, Fiaski cut in front.
See, Mansfield's done a better job defensively, and it has kept the Warriors from getting into their defensive sets, which had been so effective in the first half. I mean, Mansfield's gone off the break for all of their points here in the second half. Here's that single-digit game.
Foul's going to be called against DeRicci.
Mansfield has been much more aggressive and very much quicker on their defense, getting to spots.
Warriors still looking for their first points of the second half. Mansfield has closed it to 8.
It is a 15-0 run by Mansfield.
And another Warrior turnover. And the Warriors take it back. Martin gets fouled. She didn't have a good look. Couldn't get squared up to the basket when she let that shot go, and it came off the left side, but Martin will go to the line.
When in trouble, you pound it inside. Mansfield 3 for 3 from the field this half, 0 for 5 for the Warriors.
Martin with the quick hands as Martin hits her 4th free throw of the night. And the first point for the Warriors here in the second half, and now number 2.
Martin had 13 with 13 rebounds in the first ball game.
Good hustle, but a travel will be called. Good hustle to get back, but she couldn't stay under control. That's Hallie Citron.
Yes, Citron never really got a good handle on the ball to put it down on the floor. It rode up on her hands, but it's a good defensive play. Beat the player to the spot. They're going to call Martin for holding on to Mater.
Second foul for Jess Martin.
There's that good half-court defense by the Warriors.
Citron short, and the rebound by Fitzpatrick.
That was a rushed shot. That wasn't one of the good shots they were getting in the first half.
The launch by McSwain. Veres tried to dribble out of it, falls down, and turns it over. And another foul by Martin, so that's her 3rd now.
Yeah, that's the 3rd on Martin. And now all of a sudden, that comfortable game you were having, here's that set, and players falling all over the place. It's getting physical. Mansfield has found the combination here. Martin's going to have to go sit. And like the first half, she needs to look out there and know that the rest of the team is going to pick her up.
6 of 7 from the line now is DeRicci with 10 points.
Martin, Gemmel, and Fiaski all have 3 fouls.
Nice look inside, but Murray couldn't do anything with it as she was tied up and then traveled. And Mansfield has taken it away 5 times. 5 turnovers by the Warriors.
Warriors have gone to pressing a little bit. And that's kind of what got them in trouble last year. They need to know they still have the lead. They can still play their game.
DeRicci looks inside to Fitzpatrick.
Nice job by Fitzpatrick to get to that spot before Citron. Right now, Mansfield winning the battle of spots. In other words, that first step is getting, they're getting that quick first step before the Warriors can.
Under pressure. A nice shot by Howard.
Howard's been sort of quiet at the offensive end. Just 4 points, just 2 baskets for Howard.
And you get Revere on the foul. Timeout's coming. Third foul now for Revere. And a timeout on the floor. The Warriors trying to find the momentum they had in the first half as Mansfield has come storming back. Let's break away. We'll be back.
East Stroudsburg University football is brought to you by these friends of the Warriors: Pocono Urgent Care, Foselli Pizza, U.S. Air Force, Mountain Valley Orthopedics, Holiday Inn Express, Pepe's Bistro, Pocono Raceway, Texas Roadhouse, Sarah's Corner Cafe, Riverside Rehabilitation, Shimsa Irish Pub, Chili's, The Roasted Tomato Diner, Lehigh Valley International Airport, Martz Group, Easton Coach, Major Hyundai, and Paradise Tanning. Thank you to these friends of the Warriors.
You get a look at the crowd that's starting to build here for the conference opener.
Don't forget the men will follow this. We'll have it over on TV-13 and HD 613. Mansfield scored the last 7 points of the first half, and they are on a 19-4 run at this point. And it's gotten them from 23 down to within 8. It's an interesting inbound. Fitzpatrick's got to watch that she's not traveling or she's not stepping onto the court before she throws that inbound pass.
Ritchie with the turnaround, no good. Murray with the rebound. Podaris. Back to Murray, jump off ball. ESU has the arrow.
Murray got hit with that double team down low. Mater and Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick fronting her, Motter behind her. Murray's got to be ready for that kickback out.
And another turnover by the Warriors. Warriors have not taken care of the basketball here in the second half.
6 turnovers. 14 turnovers for the Warriors in the ball game.
Cintron gets a hand on it. There's a block. Allison Howard.
Little triple team there. And a nice quick recovery by Howard.
So her 2 blocks along with Jess Martin's 3 give the Warriors 5 block shots. And the Warriors make some other changes. Travel violation. That basket will not count.
That little double drop step by Ritchie results in a travel. The half-court defense still not that bad by the Warriors. It's been the breaks, it's been the transition by Mansfield that has gotten the Mountaineers back in the ball game.
Nice look. Murray can't finish.
Nice high-low, but Murray ended up a little too far underneath the basket.
McSwain. Murray gets a hand on it, can't bring it down.
Now it's Mansfield with those offensive rebounds being effective on the boards at their end.
Megan McSwain, too much dribbling, can't hang on to it. But it will stay Mansfield basketball. There's the look. A foul called underneath. Veres looks guilty.
When they're already in the 1-and-1.
That'll send McSwain to the line.
That's the third foul on Veres.
1-and-1 situation for McSwain. 5 of 9 in the first half from the line.
And this is early to be in the bonus. We want to welcome everybody watching on our Blue Ridge system up in Mansfield. Great to have you along for college basketball tonight. We'll have the men after this.
Howard shot no good. Cintron with the rebound.
Nice rebound by Cintron, but Veres got herself in a little bit of trouble there. Mansfield extending that zone. And McSwain gave one away there. That's not a real smart one. She wasn't getting much out of that foul, and even she realized that.
Bad inbound pass. Telegraphed. Fitzpatrick wasn't fooled. She saw it coming, and she'll convert that to points.
That was actually good defense. At the last moment, McSwain came across and cut off the first option. The second option was the cross-court pass, and that was just very good defense on the inbound.
Turnaround by Murray. No good.
The Warriors just not getting the good looks they did in the first half.
Foul's going to be called inside. I think it's going to go against Murray.
Well, the Warriors with 5 players with 3 or more fouls and starting to catch up to them. One of those is Jess Martin, who is coming back into the game.
That was Ryan Fiaski that picked up the foul. That's her 4th. There you get a look at that breakaway steal and basket. And it's Bridget Carney with the miss. Martin kicks it out. And almost a steal for DeRicci. She couldn't hang on. With 9 seconds on the shot clock, a timeout will be taken. Let's break away as well. Mansfield is close to within 6. Stick around.
Let Northern Lehigh Team Sales outfit your team. Our embroidery and silk screeners will customize your order with high quality and affordable clothing in all sizes. At Northern Lehigh Team Sales, our goal is complete customer satisfaction. We carry the latest performance wear options and accessories, including Under Armour apparel. Check out our extensive clothing line for your team on the field or in the business community. Visit NorthernLehighTeamSales.com and show your team spirit. Northern Lehigh Team Sales is not affiliated with Northern Lehigh Sporting Goods.
47-41. It was a 43-27 game at halftime. Closest the game's been since the 12:53 mark of the first half, and it was a 5-point Warrior lead at that point. Warriors opened up a much bigger lead. Now it is closed back down to 6. Mansfield has taken what the Warriors have given them, and the Warriors have turned it over a lot, and they have converted those turnovers into points.
Yeah, it hasn't really been a half-court offense for Mansfield. They have been much better when they can make the steals and get right to the basket, do it in transition, and not allow the Warriors to get into their good half-court defense.
The shot by Veres rolls out. Jump ball, but the possession now goes back to Mansfield.
I'm not sure if the Warriors worked on that inbound play, but I don't think the shot was there. You know, you set up something, but if it's not there, you don't go for it.
Mansfield breaks the Warriors' pressure very easily with a layup by Yale.
The Warriors are 1 for 10 from the field this half.
And a 4-point ball game. This is Martin. She's short on the shot. Doesn't go.
And I think Martin forced that one.
Cintron with the steal. And it's going to go the other way.
Cintron was determined to turn that steal into points. So now watch her right here. She's got a defender behind. I was trying to see if she had her trailer, but Ritchie was actually trailing defense on the play. I mean, you like the aggressive play. You want to turn those steals into baskets. Again, we talked about being in control, and in those situations, good controlled breaks are what got the Warriors their big lead early on.
Jenna Matter's been quiet. But after she holds her ground defensively on the defensive end, she contributes with a basket on the offensive end. A travel by the Warriors. Mansfield will take the ball with a chance to take the lead.
Who'd have thought we'd have said that with 2 minutes left in the first half?
Martin with a block, her 4th of the night. Revere from a distance. Martin tracks it down. She can't get it to go, however. And the foul's going to go against number 34, Bridget Carney. Good hustle by Martin. She can't get the baskets to fall, but she doesn't stop hustling.
Yeah, there's a lot of black jerseys in there, too, around Martin. Martin just out hustling them underneath, but they can't turn it into points.
Howard called with the travel.
What did we say about getting a big lead? Sometimes you kind of relax, you think you got the thing won, and if you get out of your rhythm, it's hard to get back into it, and the Warriors have really not found that rhythm at all here in the second half. That real good rhythm they had in the first half, where they were getting good looks, good passes, in good positions to make a shot.
Halfway through the second half. DeRicci's shot no good. Warrior possession arrow.
And they're just fighting in there. You like the spunk from Howard. Again, it's got to be controlled aggression. This Mansfield zone and the help defense has hurt the Warriors.
Veres with the 3 shot. Looked forced, comes up empty. Carney had to work to make a shot. She gets it and knocks it down.
Even when the Warriors double down, Carney's able to find the opening to tie it.
Not in at 47. A foul call.
Mansfield has not led in this game. And nobody thought they would outside of Mansfield when they were down 23.
Here you see Kearney working to get some space to tie this game, and Jess Martin trying to break the tie, and she won't. An offensive foul will be called against Mansfield as Paderas takes the charge.
Nice job by Paderas. We talked about Mansfield here in the second half, beating the Warriors to the spots. And Paderas that time takes over. How about ESU in the second half? Is that 6.7? Really? 6.7% in the second half after shooting 44 in the first half.
Well, Jess Martin hustled for that basketball. She gets tied up, and the possession arrow favors Mansfield this time around. There's everybody diving and hustling. Both teams hustling and working hard.
Mansfield getting a lot more hands on Warrior passes in the second half.
Jess Martin with the steal. Can she convert with Mater trailing? She does.
Good job by Martin that time to keep Mater behind her, get a good angle of the basket, and not so much worry about getting it blocked or getting fouled. She makes a good controlled break to the hoop.
Just about did it again. Foul called. They'll count it. Fitzpatrick will go to the line.
19 for Fitzpatrick, and you know, when you start to roll, you start to roll. This is just one of those that you wonder how this made it. Here's the steal and the break. Watch. Martin knows she's got a defender there, but doesn't worry about it. Makes a good shield in front of the defender and is able to score.
Fitzpatrick completes the three-point play. And the first lead for the night for the Mountaineers.
Mansfield has nearly twice as many free throw attempts as the Warriors, 30-16.
Howard is all alone on the right side, but she can't find the handle.
See, those are the ones that they didn't worry about handling. They were in good positions. They came clean. Those passes, even the good ones to an open player inside, are not coming through clean.
Down by one, the Warriors are in a timeout. Let's take a look. That should be 2 points instead. Much like the way things have gone in the second half, Bob, the Warriors can't find the handle.
Yeah.
And it's a turnover.
Again, and those are the little things that make the difference. You see that that's not a real good clean pass to an open player. You have to. We talked about positioning. When you make a pass, you have to put it in a good position for the receiver to shoot. And the receiver's got to put themselves in a spot, a good angle, so that the passer has a good seam to get there.
There you see Allison Taliaferri drawing it up, and since halftime, whenever she's been drawn up, has been working as the Mountaineers have come back to take the lead here. And the Warriors are looking to find a way to change this momentum.
Taliaferri, the all-time leading scorer at Mansfield. She was the 2006 Player of the Year. She was one of those that got better and better. She was a Rookie of the Year her freshman year, and then Player of the Year her senior year.
Went on to Portugal to play pro ball in 2007, where she was an all-star. She's come back here and trying to turn the Mountaineer program back into a contender.
Warriors in the man.
They leave Mater alone. She comes up short.
Warriors want to run. Mansfield getting back much better defensively than they did in the first half.
Stapleton, high arc, comes off the front. And Mansfield in transition. was going to be a layup. Turned to a little flip shot by Carney.
Boy, this game has been night and day.
Jump ball call. The arrow will favor the Warriors.
Boy, Revere went in and just ran smack dab into Carney, who was not giving ground and just didn't know where to go. Watch, she's going to come here. Carney's going to stand her ground.
That's what happens.
And she just goes right into her.
That's what happens when 5'3" goes up against 5'11".
The Mansfield run is 32-9 at this point.
So Veres, Fiaski, Gemmel, Martin, and Fiaski with the layup.
It's one of those where Fiaski says, somebody needs to make something happen. Here I go. She found a nice seam and got a good layup.
Howard, the fifth Warrior, on the floor. For Mansfield, that's McSwain trying to get it down to Fitzpatrick. Bridget Carney will check out as Alyssa DeRicci checks in. Jenna Motter on the floor.
Mansfield trying to cut back door. I thought Veres did a nice job to not allow a good open look to that backdoor pass.
Katie L rounds out the 5 on the floor for Mansfield.
Mansfield has really worked that zone very well. They've quickly gone from side to side. Veres with a U-shoot.
Veres had nothing, threw it up and hoped, and she got it to go. She gets fired up trying to will these Warriors to play like they played in the first half. Did you hear that shrill? That was Allison Taliaferri.
I'm not sure why they stopped play there. Oh, there's an injured Warrior. Andrea Veres.
Whoa. Did she turn her ankle?
I don't know if she turned her ankle or she turned her ankle. I didn't know if maybe she came up with a cramp.
She's going to get helped off. After making that basket, she, threw her arms up, excited, yelled a little bit, trying to get this team pumped up, and then as she made a little pivot there to turn, and you can tell she's in a lot of discomfort. Warriors back on top by 1 as Veres will be tended to by the athletic training staff of the Warriors.
And that doesn't look like a cramp.
Warriors can't get the handle, but they get the turnover.
Time quickly becoming tight here. Warriors have the lead, but they certainly still struggle to get into the rhythm.
Gemmel thought she had Boggs on her hip, tried to get it to her and threw it away.
Got to know where the defenders are. There were 2 defenders down there on Boggs.
DeRicci, Fitzpatrick. Foul will be out front on Pederis.
There's that hand check. There's that arm. They want to stop players from clutching and grabbing and keeping players from being able to get into a flow of a move. You don't want to be held up. You don't want just that little hand, the little hand of the little hook to impede the progress of a cutter.
Audrey Stapleton will come in and replace Pederis, who has 4 fouls, as Fitzpatrick misses both. 10th rebound of the night for Howard. Stapleton. She's got that high arc on her shot, but can't get it to fall.
That was the open look the Warriors were trying to get. They're going to get Gemmel back here on the foul. But that was really the shot the Warriors wanted, and I think they've gotten so much out of their rhythm that even the open shots are not there. And they got Gemmel kind of running over DeRicci. Gave her a little bit too much of the body.
So that's 4 fouls on Gemmel. The Warriors have 29 team fouls as DeRicci sinks that. Hallie Cintron will check back in.
ESU with 4 starters, Fiaski, Veres, and Gemmel, all with 4 fouls.
Fitzpatrick with the rebound, the takeaway by Cintron.
Whole new ball game in the last 5 minutes here.
Cintron quickly fires up a shot. The bucket by Katie Yale.
And Mansfield finding those open spots, and the good looks for Mansfield are starting to go down. The Warriors have struggled. Even the good looks they're getting are not dropping.
Fiaski tries to drive, runs into a wall of Mountaineers.
Yeah, the Mounties in that zone have really crashed down. Watch when she comes in here. Watch the 3 black jerseys there, 2 there, and there was 1 behind her that were right there impeding her progress.
Timeout on the floor. Let's break away as well. Mountaineers by 2. We'll be back. Bob Capasso and Bob Bertain with you here on the PSAC opener. The Warriors had it their way in the first half, and here in the second half, it's been all Mansfield as Katie Yale.
Yeah, see the difference there? The Warriors did not do a good job of helping on the defense. When Yale got around her defender, somebody needs to step up and fill that spot and not allow her a nice, easy shot. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Mansfield zone has done a nice job of rotating to the ball, and very few times have the Warriors been able to make a catch and get a look at a shot without having 2 defenders right there. So that rotation by the Mansfield zone has really overwhelmed the Warriors here in the second half.
Fiaski. Ties it at 55 with her 4th free throw of the night.
See, what the Warriors need to do is not think like we're thinking. They can't think about the 23-point lead they had. They have to play this as a game that maybe was tied throughout and kind of put that away. It's like, okay, that lead is gone. Let's not worry about it. Let's play the game that's here in front of us, which is a tight ball game.
Shot clock at 5. We're going to get a foul call on Michelle Boggs as the shot clock was getting close to expiring.
Mansfield has shot 11 for 21 in the second half after going 6 for 29 in the first half.
Motter with the free throw.
I actually thought Boggs did a nice job defensively that time. She had forced Motter to the baseline and into a bad shot, but she just took that one extra step and bodied her up.
Martin back in the ball game. Paderis back in the ball game.
I think the starting 5 are back in there, so now Maureen Smith going back to the ones she wanted on the floor at the beginning, and they're the ones she wanted on the floor in crunch time.
Cintron, the only alteration from the starting 5. Her shot is no good, and the rebound by Yale. Going to be an offensive foul called as the Warriors' Allison Howard gets position.
Good job by Howard to beat the player to the spot, get in position. That's a key spot. Watch Howard right here. Step in, stand your ground, and good help side defense from Jess Martin as well. Martin has to watch herself. She also has 3 fouls.
Gemmel checks in for Cintron, so the starting 5 is now on the floor with a 1-point Mountaineer lead. 2:20 to go. Knocked out of bounds by Mansfield.
See, the thing about that zone by Mansfield, zone defenses do a very good job on passing lanes, because you're not so much playing a player, so you could step into a lane even if the player is off you or behind you.
Fiaski will work the point. Paderis gets into no man's land under there, but good hustle by Gemmel to track that down. The putback by Martin, no good. Count it.
Great job by Martin. Yale heard the horn go off, but Martin had already hit the rim. Martin stays with it. Boy, that's great offensive flow by the Warriors. Yale didn't realize that it was not going to be a shot clock violation. And a great job by Martin to keep it alive and get back in and score and take the lead here.
Warriors now with pressure defense, shot clock at 5. 3-second violations going to go against the Mountaineers. So with the shot clock looming, Mansfield gets in the lane and creates the turnover.
Now the Warriors can be patient here. They have the lead, but more importantly, there's a little bit of time, and Maureen Smith is going to take a 30-second timeout.
I think she's thinking what you're thinking.
Right.
Like, don't rush now.
Don't rush. You have the lead. You don't have to take a forced shot. Let's find the opening and maybe take that one more pass. I mean, how many times have you seen that you think, okay, this is an open shot, it's sort of half open, and by the time you pull the trigger, the defender is there. Well, maybe that one more pass will be the difference.
Warriors have not shot particularly well here in the second half. Certainly Mansfield, with 1:26 to go, does not have to foul. They're going to play straightaway defense, you would imagine.
The Warriors have tightened the defense. They've only allowed 4 points in the last 5 minutes or so, and they have a little modest 8-4 run to get back into the lead. Big situation here. Again, the Warriors can be patient.
Fiaski to Gemmel. They're closing in on Jess Martin in the middle. Fiaski finds a lane, can't get it to fall. Howard with the putback, no good. Paderis comes up with it and a fresh shot clock, and wisely pulls it back out.
Boy, a couple of great chances for the Warriors there. Howard almost had the play of the night, but that's Paderis. That's a smart move by the sophomore to realize, you know what? Let's pull it back. We got a fresh 30.
Fiaski doesn't see anything. They look inside to Martin, and she's fouled. Katie Fitzpatrick with the foul.
Well, that's a great look, and not a wise move by Fitzpatrick. They're about to hit her with a triple team in there. I would have been curious to see. Watch. 1, 2, 3 black jerseys right around Martin. I'd have been curious to see what Martin would have done with that if there was not a foul, because Martin was not really in a great position. That's not really a wise move. Fitzpatrick, I think, let her off the hook, because if Martin makes that catch, I don't think she's in a good position. She would have had to kick out back to the outside with the shot clock running down. I think they're going to, well, there's 0.4 of a second.
Well, they just reset it.
To 4 seconds. That's not right either.
Trying to get the shot clock reset.
There's a lot more than 4 seconds on that clock. I think it's more like 34 or 43. They have 4.3. I think they're trying to get 43 seconds on the clock.
Jim Spangler, you got a good look at him, and they're not going to let these free throws happen till they get that straightened out. And in this moment, the clock operator feels the weight of everybody in the place, like staring at him as he's pushing buttons over there.
And every time you hit a button and it doesn't work, another set of eyes comes in and looks. Yeah, they're trying to get it to 43, and right now it's 4.3.
Warriors would be happy with that if that would stay there.
Yeah.
Allison Taliaferri would not. And Jess Martin on the line with a chance to extend this Warrior lead.
Boy, no matter what happens here, it has been some comeback for Mansfield. And, you know, it started right off the bat. They came out to start the second half, did what they wanted to do. They played tight, stifling defense, got transition baskets as we see the men getting set for game number 2. That'll be over on TV-13 and HD 613. Be about 20 minutes after this one is over.
Try to stop it. I don't know if this
is
the best plan.
I guess that's as good a plan as any.
I think they should go with that.
I think that's close enough. Ask the coach, do you like that? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with that? Squabble over 0.6 of a second.
That 0.6 could be an eternity, though, at the end. 43.66 remaining. That's what we're going with.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's what he wanted in the first place, 43.6. It's like when you're at a gas pump and you're trying to get it to $25
You know,
or
when I
$30.
first started driving and gas was 45 cents a gallon, you could easily stop it wherever you wanted. Now that it's so expensive, it's pretty tough to get it, you know. Martin.
Boy, that's a huge free throw.
And this would be even bigger. And it doesn't go. But good hustle by Gemmel. She gets it and kicks it out. And the Warriors now with a fresh shot clock. Can't close this game out as she is fouled. Fiaski is fouled. Good hustle by Gemmel. The second shot by Martin does not go. Gemmel fights for the rebound, takes it away, and kicks it out.
That's a great play overall. Gemmel with the hustle play, and then Fiaski on the catch turns and says, you know what, I'm heading the other way.
Fiaski, who's been hot from the line tonight, making 4, just missed the first.
Fiaski did a good job of not rushing it. She knew she had a shot clock and turned around and pulled it back out.
Martin with a huge rebound.
And then Martin pulls it out as well.
It will be Warrior basketball after the foul.
Oh, and Taliaferri was about 20 feet on the court, and the official had no choice but to tee her up.
Not a smart move by Taliaferri. It's just a 2-point game.
And I don't know if did she want a foul, because that was a clean play, I thought, by Paderis.
Or did she want maybe a back court when it was unfolding right in front of us here, Bob? I thought there was a chance that Paderis committed a back court violation, but the coach has to be calm there because this is only a 2-point game. You just saw the Warriors miss 2 free throws. Now she puts her team in a tougher spot as Howard will go to the line.
See if we could see that after Howard's shots here. See, it's a loose ball, and if you don't have possession, then it's not going to be a backcourt.
That makes it a 3-point game. That may be enough.
Watch again here. There's the basket by Martin.
Now Paderas will go to the line.
You see, now it's not like in the past where you get a technical, you take the free throws, then you take the shots, and you get the ball. You take the shots now, and then you go back to the play and play on. But this could end up being a 4-point play. Here it is again. I don't see either.
The takeaway by Gemmel.
And Gemmel does not have to go across half court. Remember, there's no 10-second call. So the Warriors with some great hustle plays here down the stretch have a chance to hold on. There's a smiling, happy Denny Dowds.
His Warriors complete a 7-4 campaign on the gridiron. A young club, almost everybody back, and he's often here at Koehler to watch all the Warriors compete.
There's the steal by Gemmel, and that's huge because you thought that Mansfield had a couple of chances there.
Gemmel with the free throw, 62-56. And Bob, it was a rough start of the first half, or a rough start of the second half for the Warriors. But here in these last couple of minutes down the stretch, they've been able to pull it together.
And you know, as much as you're disappointed in them giving up a 23-point lead and actually falling behind, they learned a pretty good lesson. You can't let up. But then they were able to gut it back out, make the plays they had to make down the stretch when they were not playing well and not in rhythm, and find a way to hold on and just barely squeak this one out. The one that sent Martin to the line.
Martin, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 3 blocks on the night. And the Warriors look like they are going to hold on with 1.9 to go. They lost the lead here in the second half and fought back and will hold on to win this one. Their first PSAC East win of the year for the Warriors. Their first win of the season for the Warriors. They will move to 1-1. Mansfield will go to 0-3 on the season. And an exciting finish here at the Koehler Fieldhouse for the Warriors. For Joe Campbell and the TV-13 crew, for my partner Bob Capasso, I'm Bob Brattain. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll get you set for the second half of tonight's doubleheader. Stay with us.